Timbersports Team World Championship 2014. From the 23 teams that started, the best 8 have made it through to the quarterfinals. The reigning Team World Champion New Zealand is already out of the contest as they surprisingly lost against Team Hungary in the last round due to a penalty. The team event is a knockout system. In every heat, 2 teams face up to each other, the winners go on and the losers go home. Quarterfinals look like this. Sweden meets Hungary, Great Britain take on Canada, Team USA up against the Czech Republic, and Germany go eye to eye with Australia. But the team event in the STIHL Timbersports series is more than just a sports event, it's a great experience.
Lights and music and commentary and thousands of fans, and it brings a different atmosphere to it. And it used to be that, oh yeah, you're a lumberjack. Well, what does that mean? Like you cut trees down? But now, if I say I'm a lumberjack, people go, oh, what do you mean? Like, oh, well, have you seen the STIHL Timbersports series on TV? Oh, you do that? You know, people view us as athletes now.
You have country pride, and you want to do the best, not only for yourself, but your teammates and your countrymen. And so that to me is more emotional. That to me is more invigorating. That to me is more passionate. That to me is more about what it means.
There's always probably, pressure when in a team event that you definitely don't want to let the team down.
So you want to do the best you possibly can do, but you don't want to go too hard to where you make mistakes.
You know, it happens. Everybody's chopped a bad block in a team's race before, and nobody wants to, and nobody blames another person.
You know, we're all mates. We give each other a hard time after everything's over, but we forget, get on with it, focus, and that's where we're at.
I wouldn't say any of us are actually nervous. When you get on that stage, you're chopping the same block that you've chopped 1,000 times in training. You're not chopping a block against Jamie Koger, against Jason Weeder, against Brad DeLosa. You're chopping the same block. It's not you against him, it's you against the block.
Winning in a team is much more satisfying.
I like it because there you have friends and you can share the happiness with your friends.
Winning as a team or a good position, any of that, it's just a really good buzz and things get lively. We enjoy ourselves afterwards.
More action to come right after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. The action's heating up here. Let's get going. Next up is Team Canada taking on Team Great Britain. The Canadians came over several days ago and set up their camp close to Milan.
It's been huge for us being able to come over a week early before the World Championships. One thing is getting over the jet lag, but also being able to get your axe actually into the wood and get all the butterflies out and get all the rust off, and it's been huge. The Italian team's been great in hosting us and helping us out, preparing the wood for us, and having a nice dry place to train's helped a lot too.
Other years we've turned up the day before and it's hard to adjust. And this, we can adjust the time, have a hit out and get comfortable.
Pretty good training conditions for Team Canada in Italy. They just unfortunately needed to get used to the weather.
It's been raining in Italy since we landed. Actually, we landed the first day in Milan and we had a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. But after that, the day we started training, it's been non-stop rain. This year, we got a bigger team. We have 5 full athletes and we have a different strategy this year that I think is gonna give us a little edge from last year.
Besides the weather, the Canadians have really enjoyed the hospitality and the food during their stay here in Italy.
Turns out that Andrea Rossi, who's an Italian athlete for Team Italy, has this beautiful place here just outside of Milan. And this is exactly what we wanted. This is the atmosphere that we wanted for our training camp. Now we're on our way to Innsbruck. So remember, we're representing Canada. Let's play hard. Let's be true to each other. And let's go for our goal. Okay? Let's go team. 1, 2, 3. Team!
Now let's see if the preparations will pay off. Canada made it to the semifinals last year and finished in 4th place. Great Britain only made it to the final round of 16. So Canada starting as the favorite in this one, but as we know, anything can happen in timber sports.
Get set!
Sterling Hart starting for Canada in the stock saw. Both teams looking pretty even as we get down to midpoint of this first cookie. And Canada is through first. Great Britain coming through second. Moving on to the underhand chop. Lots of support by both team members. Here we go. Canada through on the underhand chop, looking really good. Britain struggling to get some momentum. Canada now moving on quickly to the single buck, but here comes Great Britain. They're so good in this discipline. They're all finally getting on to the standing block chop. Sterling Hart keeping his guys motivated. Standing block chop looking good, and Mitch Hewitt is through on standing block. Canada gets it in 58.09. A fantastic time. Great Britain in 1:08.10. So Canada goes on to the next round. They also set the standard with 58.09, the first sub-1 minute time so far, and their best time in this event.
Our whole game plan is just to run clean and go as fast as we can in every event and see where we end up.
Next battle, Team Czech Republic getting warmed up. Their opponent, Team USA, Arden Kogar.
It's going to be a good race. Who knows who'll come out victorious, but we're going to give it all we got.
Team USA finished second last year, just 6/100ths of a second behind New Zealand in a nail-biting final that ended in favor of the Kiwis. The Czechs dropped out in the round of 16 against Australia. Lots of preparation still going on here by both teams before Judge Rich Hallett gives them the go-ahead.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Great start by both the US and the Czech Republic, looking solid here. Let's see who gets through that first cookie in the stock saw, and it's going to be the USA getting through first, and here come the Czech Republic. Such a strong discipline by both of these teams on the underhand chop. It's going to be, Martin Komarek getting through first, and Arden Kogar not far behind him. Now, on to single buck, and again, the USA super strong here. They get through first, and now it's on to standing block chop, and it's looking pretty close here. Both of these guys super strong. Jason Lenz for the US, Jan Halub for the Czech Republic. And oh my goodness, a final massive roll from Jason Lenz gets the USA through in 57.22, beating the best time of the Canadians at the event. Fantastic. Kogar hitting here on the turn during the underhand chop. Jewett mastering the single buck, the USA. So solid. And let's finishing it off for them. The next quarterfinals, Germany meets Australia. Who's going to take this last ticket to the semifinals? We'll find out right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the STIHL Timbersports Team World Championship 2014. Team Sweden, Canada, and USA have secured their spots in the semis. So now let's see what happens when Team Germany meets Australia.
Das ist meine erste Weltmeisterschaft. Ich freue mich, gegen so große Sportler wie Australien antreten zu können, und ich freue mich einfach nur drauf.
The Australians are well used to the atmosphere at the World Championship, but that doesn't mean that they've seen everything already.
The scenery was beautiful, you know, it's really spectacular, snow-capped mountains everywhere. I think a few of the guys, it was their first time, so they were pretty excited about that.
So with that new experience, it's time to hit the timber sports stage. Team Australia finished third last year and want to improve on that this time. Team Germany were the best European team, finishing fifth overall. It seems as though the adrenaline has pushed the times up, the USA and Canada both with fast times under a minute. So will Team Australia or Team Germany be able to pull that off? Let's see.
Get set.
Great start by both teams, even on the stock saw. It appears as though there's a slight advantage here for Team Australia, and no, in fact, it goes to Team Germany getting through that stock saw cookie first, and now on to underhand chop. Brent Reese for the Australian gets through first really quickly, and Danny Marr still working on it as the Australians are already over onto single buck. Look at how solid they are. Dirk Brown, this is one for him though, and he got through there pretty quick to give his team a chance to get back into it. And now it's back to our last two choppers here. Will it be Australia? It will be 56-54. Unbelievable. Australia betters the best time of the day. Germany with 1:12.09. A solid performance by the Aussies. Fantastic performance by the Australians. Next up for them is the semifinals. Team Germany just couldn't match the power of the Aussies. Dale Beams here with his final swing. Such a fast time has got to be good for the team's confidence.
Yeah, I think if we keep going the way we're going, I think we'll do really well. I think we will hold that trophy.
The Olympia Hall in Innsbruck is reaching boiling point here as the two semifinals promise to be very exciting. The first between Sweden and Canada, the second will be between USA and Australia. A clash of titans. The winners will meet each other in the grand finale. The losers will battle it out in the bronze round. First up, Canada against Sweden.
That's going to be a good race. I know pretty much all the guys from Sweden, and then they're going to give everything they have. So hopefully we're going to beat them.
The blades have been sharpened, so let's get it on. Team Canada finished 4th last year. This year they want to be on the podium. For Team Sweden, just getting this far is a big success. The first semifinal, the focus is as sharp as those blades we just talked about. Precise preparations on both sides and full-on concentration. Here we go.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Good solid start from both teams, even on the stock saw. Let's see who comes out of this one first. Looks like it might be Sweden. Yep, and they dropped the disc first, but not far behind is Team Canada. Moving on over to the underhand chop. Johannes Eriksson going up against Marcel Dupuis. Dupuis is through first. Eriksson sticking his saw, having to step up, but he finally gets through. And now single buck. This one looks no problem at all for Team Canada as they've got the lead going to the standing block chop. Sweden still working on the single buck, and they have to wait for that disc to drop. It finally does. And now Pontus Sky can finally get going on it. But look at that, Mitch Hewitt, a final blow gets Canada through in 1:02.14. So they will move to the final, and Sweden 1:21.51 will battle it out for a bronze medal. Great performance from Canada. Check out the replay. JP Mercier on the single buck and the decisive moment on the standing block chop. Team Sweden gave it their best. They have to be satisfied with that result all in all.
We had a good cut, everybody. We're so proud to be where we are right now.
In the second semifinal, it's Team USA against Team Australia. Both teams belong to the best of the best.
We're coming on now. We had a long time on the plane. We're just waking up.
I'd say every one of us picked up 2 to 3 to 5 seconds better.
Last minute warm up for Arden Kogar. Even the 2013 single world champion Brad DeLosa looks a little anxious. Both teams have been preparing for months. Both teams have won before, but only the best team will qualify for the big final. You can feel the tension in the air here in the Olympia Halle. It is absolutely unbelievable as two mammoth teams will be going head to head here.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Perfect start by both teams, Australia and the USA, looking super solid. Look at how close these are on the stock saw. Both discs dropping almost simultaneously over to the underhand chop. And this is where Arden Kogar is so strong. Underhand chop, Brent Reese showed really good skills earlier on. And Brent Reese is through first and is going over to single buck now. Single buck, Lawrence O'Toole for the Australians. Dave Jewett for the Americans. Jewett through fast. And now standing block chop, Jason Lentz and Dale Beams going head to head, and this is going to be where it all comes down to who will cut off the top first. It's the Australians in a time of 55.79. Another time improvement. Both teams under a minute. Fantastic. Big celebrations for both these teams, Brad DeLosa, Brent Reese, Lawrence O'Toole, and Dale Beam. They're going to fight it out in the final. Team USA did very well. It was really close, but they'll be handling themselves in the bronze round.
We gave them a good race. We gave them everything we had. We were leading into the last block, and I was just tickled to death to be with these boys up here today representing the United States of America.
It was close, and I congratulate the USA, but we're happy with a win. It don't matter how much it is, a win's a win.
So the final lineups are set. Sweden and the USA will fight for bronze, while Canada and Australia have got their eyes set on the gold medal. That's coming up after the break. Welcome back to the STIHL Timbersports Team World Championship 2014. Let's take a look at the board. Canada and Australia have qualified for the big final. In the small final, it's Team Sweden and Team USA chasing after a bronze medal. Last team talk for the Americans, and they're ready. The contest for third place can begin. Final preparations for both of these teams as they set themselves up for this consolation final. It's for the bronze medal.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Good start here in Stockton. You can see the style difference for the Swedes compared to the Americans. And look at this, it's both working, both cookies drop almost simultaneously, moving over to the underhand chop now. This is where Arden Kogar is so strong. Johannes Eriksson for the Swedes, both of them turning almost at the same time. Arden Kogar steps down, giving Eriksson a chance, but Kogar, his power just gets him through there. And finally, Eriksson gets in, and we move to the single buck, and the USA is through. Dave Jewett so strong there as we move now for the USA over to the standing block. Jason Lentz just powers through this block. So far, he's already on the other side. The USA with a massive lead over Team Sweden, and a couple more blows, and Lentz might get through there easily in 108.68. Sweden still working on their standing block. A couple more blows for Pontus Sky, and he's finally through at 123.60. A good win for the US. They get bronze. So it's a podium spot for Team USA. Team Sweden is the best European team in fourth. Although the dream of winning a gold has eluded the Team USA guys, they can be proud of third place and a good performance.
We came in third place tonight, and I'm proud of my boys. We did great. However, this is just more incentive to work harder, train more, come back, and kick butt.
Now it's time for the big final. A few practice swings for Sterling Hart. Team's getting ready, and the tension is mounting. This is the gold medal round. Who will it be?
Well, this race coming up is going to be all out. They don't leave anything out there, so you're going to have to bring everything you got, because that's what the race is. It's the finals.
On the other side, a very focused Team Australia.
Yeah, that'll be really tough to beat Canada. We just beat them last year by half a hit for third place, so I'm sure they'll remember that, and hopefully we can stay on top of them again this year.
We didn't come all this way for nothing.
And we're pumped. We're ready.
The contest has reached its climax. Australia against Canada. Who will become the STIHL Timbersports Team World Champion 2014? Both teams belong to the big boys in the timber sports scene. Last year it was Australia in third, Canada in fourth. The big final. It's been all about this moment. Every little detail is now decisive. The athletes once more into the breach. No words need be said here between any of the gentlemen. They set themselves up ready to battle for the top spot on that podium. Australia versus Canada.
All right, gentlemen, timers ready, contestants ready, hands on the wood, get set.
In stock saw, Sterling Hart going head-to-head with Brad DeLosa, looking good for both of these gentlemen as these saws come through that cookie pretty evenly. Both of them hit the ground at the same time. Moving on to the underhand chop for the Canadians, Marcel Dupuis. For the Australians, Brent Reese, and we saw how solid Brent Reese was before. Both of them turning to the other side pretty much at the same time, and it's Brent Reese getting through just ahead of Marcel Dupuis. Lawrence O'Toole now takes over for the Australians on single buck, looking very good. However, he's going up against Canada's JP Mercier, who has a ton of experience and is so solid here. Let's see if the Canadians can catch up. It's looking pretty good for them, and it looks like they're going to drop the cookie first. Moving over to Mitch Hewitt for the Canadians on standing block, and Dale Beams for the Australians. Hewitt already over to the other side. Oh, the tension is mounting. Beams now moves over to the other side. Will it be Canada? Will it be Australia? The time is running. Oh, and a final massive goal by Beams gets Australia through in 56.80. Just ahead of the Canadians, who made it in 57.91. Fantastic.
And the new world champions are Team Australia.
Brad DeLosa, Lawrence O'Toole, Braden Meyer, Brent Reese, and Dale Beams have done it. They are the STIHL Timbersports Team World Champions 2014. Let's enjoy some of that hot action from the final. Third place for Team USA, a worthy effort by a solid bunch of guys. Second place goes to Team Canada, silver for them today. For Team Australia, the dream came true. They're standing on top of the podium. It feels more like the top of the world, and triumphantly they receive the Team World Champion trophy.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, you know. Yeah, I was getting a little bit anxious there. Lawrence had a couple little hiccups with the single buck.
Didn't perform as well as I hoped to myself, but I was fortunate enough that we had a great team that could sort of cover a few mistakes.
You don't let little mistakes like that get in your head. You've got to do what you've got to do. He did what he did. He had a little mistake. I've got to do what I can do the best I can.
The STIHL Timbersports is the biggest series and the biggest atmosphere that you'll compete on. So it's sensational. You know, to get a win in that sort of field is unbelievable.
Team Canada accepting silver with pride and some fun.
You know, Dale Beams, he's a fantastic standing block cutter, as is Mitch, and it just came down to a great race, and one hit is all it was, and that's wood chopping. That's the way it is.
It was that close, you know, but we raced our best race. We did everything we could. Australia is such a talented team. We were happy just to be that close, you know.
We just made Canada proud in STIHL Timbersports history for the first time. So when you do something like that, the only thing that you can do is be happy, and I expressed it in tears, I guess.
That was the STIHL Timbersports Team World Championship 2014. And we'll leave you now with the highlights of the day. Goodbye from the Olympia Hall in Innsbruck. See you next time.